Okay, so I missed week 21, and that's because on the day of week 21, when my video was supposed to come out, I was supposed to find out the gender, and radiology ended up misplacing something or not finishing or saving the report, so nothing was like dictated. Nothing was dictated yet. So nothing was sent to obstetrics yet. So I was not able to find out the gender. So I've been waiting all week, and this Friday, and I have finally found out the gender. Are you ready? I will tell you, but you'll have to keep watching. Alright guys, hello. If you don't know me, I'm Samantha. I have been documenting my unplanned pregnancy. I got pregnant, the father is not around, so I'm doing this pregnancy alone. I'm not sure how anything will turn out afterwards. However, I realize I have not made a video for a couple weeks, and I'm sorry about that. I worked a 12-hour shift yesterday. Wait, I'm about to yawn. Alright. And I was tired today. I did not go to church. It was time sprung ahead last night, so we lost an hour of sleep. Amelia's gone for the weekend, so I said I need to rest. I woke up with a horrible headache. It was horrible. I don't understand why. I have quick coffee, and I did have a caffeinated beverage yesterday. So I'm going to chalk it up to that could possibly be why I have had a headache. I am not supposed to take anything, but I guess you can take regular Tylenol. I did try taking a regular Tylenol. It helped some, but I still have this pressure in my head a little bit, and I was like, oh, I don't know if it's going to go away for me to get anything done, but got my laundry folded, and now I'm going to do this video. So let me just get a little bit better set up somewheres so this camera's not moving all around. Okay. So, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching my videos, guys. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. It's a free way that you can help me out, and it doesn't take hardly any time at all. So I'm just going to jump right into it. So last time that I made a video, I was going to be finding out the gender. Let me give you a little backstory on why it's taken me a couple weeks to make a video. I went in for my doctor's appointment, and let me just tell you, I was there for like 3 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours. Okay, I'll try not to over exaggerate. I was there for about 2 hours. Most of that 2 hours was me waiting in the waiting room. And then the rest of the 2 hours, so about an hour, maybe 45 minutes in the waiting room, and the rest of the time was me waiting in the doctor's office. They came in, did the measurements, listened to the heartbeat, da-da-da-da-da. Nurse said that they didn't have on file the gender at that moment, but that they had confirmation that it was finished, and the doctor would be able to call down to the radiology department and find out the information for me. So I waited and waited and waited and waited. And then the doctor comes in just to tell me that something happened in radiology. They made a mistake, forgot to submit the reports or didn't save the reports, so they needed to redo the reports on the whole ultrasound. And mind you, it was the Wednesday prior that I had the ultrasound. Monday I went in for the doctor's appointment. So they said, sorry, we'll call you when we have the information. And that was pretty much the whole 2 hours of the appointment. Listening to the heartbeat, answering a couple questions, telling them I have a little bit of indigestion and I'm not liking it, and measuring my stomach and my weight, which I have gained 20 pounds so far. And I am now 23 weeks and in my 6th month already. Whoa. So a couple days go by, and I decided to call down to see if they had any information yet for me. I called on the Wednesday after my Monday appointment, and sure enough, they did not have any information for me. So then I think I waited till that Friday, and I called, and they said, we'll write your name down and we'll call you back if we have any information. And I'm like, really? I don't want to wait until my next appointment in a month's time. I just want to start preparing, right? And I want to prepare gender-wise. That's just my personal preference. If it's a boy, blues. If it's a girl, pinks. You know what I mean? So I call on that Friday. And they say, oh, we'll call you back. We'll get a nurse to call you back or somebody to call you back if they have the results in. Oh, okay, thank you. I guess there's nothing else I can do except wait. So maybe about half an hour after that phone call, I get a call. And actually, one of my friends works in the obstetrics unit. So she actually was the one that called me and she said, hey, it's me. And I was like, hey. And she's like, so do you want to know what you're having? Do we have the results? And I was like, yes. And she was like, okay, what do you think it is? I told her what I thought it was, and she said, you're right. And sure enough, guys, drum roll please. It's a girl! Woohoo! So I'm actually really, really happy about this because I already have a girl, and I love my girl. And not that I wouldn't love it if it was a boy, of course I would, but I just really know what I'm doing with a girl, and I'm super excited about that. All things girly is really fun. So that's the gender reveal. Now at 23 weeks. It took me another week to make a video after finding out the gender because there's been a lot going on at work. We're short-staffed since I manage. I'm the one that has to kind of taking care of the extras and the grunt work, and thankfully I have an awesome team that is also pitching in a lot to help out. And I appreciate them so much. So it's been a really busy week. So here I am now because I have a few minutes. Now, we had talked in the previous video. I had said that I had some things happening, and I was talking about like relationships while pregnant, because for anybody who's watched any of my previous videos, you do know that the father is not involved. He decided that he had too much pressure on him, and I just didn't really hear from him. Now, as a little update, last time I would have heard from him, there was not some nice things said, and that was probably when I was around 12 weeks pregnant. I'm now 23 weeks pregnant, and I did get a text message just asking what was going on. That was about it. I don't want to say too much out of respect, but that was pretty much where that conversation ended. So I think we'll just see once the baby comes what happens. I'm not dwelling or thinking or entertaining any of those past thoughts of what is happening, what's going on, what is going to be. My daughter lost her father a few years ago. He passed away, and you know what? We have been great. We have a great support system. I'm not worried. We're going to do this. We're going to make it work. I have an awesome support system, and that's all I can ask for. So as far as relationships are concerned, I have a little story to tell you guys, and this might be a little interesting. So I'm going to try not to go into too much detail because I do not think, and I'm not going to use any names, I don't think that he knows, as of right now, that I even have a YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is a very secret. Hardly nobody knows that I have one. Anybody who does know that I have one does not have a link to it. There's only one person. Well, two, my father and my stepmother. They're the only ones who know that I have this and who have a link to it. So if you guys are watching, hello. But I just, I want to say that it's only been a few weeks now, or almost a month, I guess. Almost a month ago, I had, and this usually is not a big no-no, okay? I had a client, okay? This is not something that usually happens, so don't go thinking, if there's any men out there thinking that you're going to go to the hairstylist and maybe, you know, start something with her. The chances of that are slim-ish. Not that it can't happen. There's plenty of success stories that's how people met their husbands or their boyfriends or whatever else. But that is not what we as stylists or managers are thinking about when we're at our job. So, this was very unexpected. Plus, on top of all that, listen to this. I'm pregnant. Do you think the last thing on my mind is a man? Especially after what I've gone through. Right? So, And that's just this scenario. This YouTube channel is just this scenario. Everything I have gone through, nuh-uh. I was like, girl, please, not happening. So, about a month ago, I have a client. He comes in and I'm cutting his hair and we were getting along really well, having a really good time. It was around Valentine's Day. Aww. It was around Valentine's Day and he was like, so do you have any plans? And I was like, no, it's just me and my daughter. I'm like, the single life, just gonna probably hang out and that's about it. So he was just kind of talking to me and said, oh, we should do something. And I was like, yeah, well, tonight I have my daughter. And I was just kind of like, oh, this poor guy has no clue I'm pregnant right now. Like, he is going to be running in the other direction when he finds out. So I was just kind of humored it. And I was like, nah, this kind of sucks because he is cute or whatever. He seemed really, really friendly and really nice. And he was genuinely interested in me, you could tell. And I was as well, but I'm pregnant. There's nothing I can do right now. My main concern is that I have a child at home and I have another child on the way. I gotta get myself together. So, gotta focus on me and the babies. So anyways, I get him up to the cash to ring him through and for him to pay for his haircut. And he says, so how long have you been single? And I was like, just tell him. And luckily there was not very many people in the salon at the time. I didn't have a bunch of people all around me. So I was just like, not very long. I was like, probably about like 4 or 5 months. And I was like, I was just with a guy for a really short time. I got pregnant and then he left and took off. And that's my story. And he was like, oh, he's like, well, stuff happens. And I was like, yep. And I was just like, probably at this point in time, my face was like, red as my lips. I'm sure it was because I just blurted it all out because I was like, he needs to know. He needs to know. I am not denying you. I think you're interesting, but you need to know I'm pregnant. So here it is. I just blurted it out. It was hilarious. Afterwards, me and the girls, my other stylists, we laughed and joked about it in the back room. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I just blurted that out. But hey, like I had to just get it out there. It was easier to just do it now, get it over and done with. Don't entertain any of these thoughts anymore. Just do it. So he takes my card or whatnot and he leaves. Well, shortly after, he's getting a hold of me I have a Facebook hair page and he's getting a hold of me on there, messaging me. So he's thanking me, whatever else. Oh yeah, no problem, my pleasure. It was nice to meet you, da da da. So then we end up adding each other to Facebook on our personal accounts and he ends up messaging me on there. Then we switch to texting, then we're texting. Then he gives me a phone call and then we're talking. And then he ends up talking to me the next day. And then within a couple days, he was inviting me and Amelia out to his house. He owns a farm. He's a cowboy. Yeehaw! Just kidding, that was a fedora. And I love my fedoras in the summer. And I will be able to get my fedora out soon and be able to wear it. Yay! And they're starting to sell them again, so I'll be able to buy more. So anyways, we go out to the farm and he owns cows and stuff like that. So we get to go like meet the cows, everything else. And we stayed for quite a while. We stayed for supper, really enjoyed ourselves. And I thought, oh, okay, like, yeah, that was nice, like friendly, whatnot. Well, over the next couple weeks, we talked more and more. When I didn't have Amelia and she was with her stepmother and her aunts and stuff like that, then I would be invited over or invite him over. We went for supper a couple times, had supper at his place, hung out, and we just started what seems to have blossomed into some sort of relationship. That is what I would call it. Nothing has been officialized yet. I'm not sure how anybody officializes things anymore because I know that we're not like way back. I know it's the 2020s now. It's the 20s all over again. So there's been no, hey, you're my boyfriend, hey, you're my girlfriend, but I know that he told his friend about me and his friend was like, oh, you have a nice boyfriend there and all this stuff. So As of right now, guys, it seems like I have a boyfriend and I'm pregnant, and that does not seem to bother him so far. And he loves Amelia. He's got a niece and a couple nephews, so he's used to being an uncle, and he seems to be really, really great with kids. So as of right now, I'm just happy. I'm enjoying it. Can't say that I wouldn't. He's a very nice guy, so I decided to give it a chance and just see where it goes. If it goes somewhere, it's awesome. If it doesn't, that's okay. I have a lot of responsibility. If he happens to just stick around during it all, I mean, that's awesome. I can't say that I would complain too much because we get along really, really well. He's very easygoing, and I've never really experienced being with someone who's, don't even know the right word, so relaxed. And also, he's a very hard worker, so he's working a lot, so he understands that I'm busy too. So he totally gets that, and it's nice that we can kind of meet on that level. So yeah, guys, that is my story. Right now the baby is 23 weeks, so I can't remember what size that is, but it's like 10 or 11 inches from head to toe. Like, it's pretty big. And so everybody, I should say she, because it's a girl now. She is, yeah, 10 or 11 inches long. And I feel her. Like, she is kicking right now, and she is kicking pretty hard. I mean, I'm 6 months, 1 week in or something like that. So, I mean, she's getting big, I guess. I think she would be around 1 pound as well. But I'll just give you guys a little tummy update there, because I think I've been keeping track since I started these YouTube channels, which was probably when I was around 13 weeks. So let's just take a little shot. So, don't mind my bed, I'm doing my laundry. But here's the belly shot. My belly button didn't pop out with Amelia, so it doesn't seem to be popping out this time. But here's the belly shot. I have still been wearing some pretty big sweaters usually while I'm at work, so I've been pretty much still hiding it from a lot of people. There's a lot more people that know now, and I've started to talk to clients about it because we're March and I'm due in July, so I have about 4 months, and some of my clients I don't see for 2 months at a time. So I'm kind of letting them know now that probably their next appointment with me will be their last one. Like, anybody that I don't see for 2 months because they're a color, or maybe they only come in every 8 weeks for their haircut because they let it go for a little longer so they don't have to be as active with it. I've kind of mentioned to some of my super regulars that I am pregnant and, you know, that I'll be going, and I will refer them to somebody else that's in the salon, and they can go to them until I come back, and when I come back, if they want to come back to me, they can. But either way, yeah, so a few people are starting to know more. Most people at my church still don't really know. Only a couple choice people that I've decided to tell. As time goes on, I kind of tell another person and another person and another person. So it's just a little bit at a time, not very much all at once. And yeah, so that is my story time for today and my 23-week update. So I hope that you guys enjoyed that. It was a little more this time, but I'm kind of glad because it was kind of a good story that I was able to give you. And a lot has been going on, so I was able to update on that, update on the gender, and that's fantastic. So I will try to make another video come next week, guys. If not, you'll see me in a couple weeks. I'll be around anyways, one way or another. I also have a personal Instagram account that I created just because of having this channel. Just in case anybody's interested. I don't post a lot, but if I were to maybe get more feedback, I would probably start posting more. Otherwise, I'm not huge on social media, but I can try. So guys, thanks so much for watching. I super appreciate it. Until next time, bye.